Nowadays, men aren't proper men anymore, and to me, one of the gravest sins a man can commit against a woman is wasting her time.
I have an honest question. When did men decide they wanted to be chased?
What is it with men these days and not wanting to date? Do you guys have a fear of commitment?
Men do not have a fear of commitment. They have a fear of being used after giving it their all.
Men have both chase instinct and pursuit instinct.
Ladies, there's a lot of manipulative men out here who really want you to chase them.
I don't like finding out that a guy doesn't like me anymore, that he's like over me.
They keep forgetting that men are human beings as well. They would like the same in return. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
I blame you, toxic bitch, for why men are the way they are now. You ruined it for us good women because you done traumatized this man so badly that by the time he gets to a good woman who is not going to hurt him or put him through confusion or play games with him, he can't even fully appreciate the blessing that God single-handedly put in his life. He can't even trust his own judgment, so he ends up self-sabotaging that entire relationship with this good woman in front of him because of how badly you fucked this dude up. And he ends up hurting her. I hold you men accountable. If you are still unhealed and you're still broken by the woman from your past, do not involve yourself with another woman. Don't do it.
I have an honest question. When did men decide they wanted to be chased by a woman? Am I missing something? A man is supposed to do the chasing. It's never a woman's job. Don't fall for it. When a man tells you, like, I want you to chase me, run the opposite way.
When we were told we're not needed, wanted, or desired, okay, we get it. We'll do our own thing. I don't want to be chased or chase anyone either. Done with dating. Same with a lot of men I know. Once you have been taking advantage for free meals, or you get into the friend zone, you don't invest until she made it clear she wants you that way. Then you chase. Men offer commitment and stability. Women are transient and dangerous. Men need to understand this and be careful nowadays. Women need to step up. Wait, where is the rule book on men are supposed to chase? There's that two-way street women want and that thought process that good men don't want. Everyone wants to be pursued. Nothing wrong with it. Women now are just so narcissistic they think relationships are all about what they want. Red flag. Men never decided they wanted to be chased by women. They just slowly backed away because there is nothing worth their time that's out there for them. The lack of appreciation and getting their heads kicked in whenever they try to initiate anything with a woman is why they're stepping away. If women are truly serious about finding a man, then I suggest them making the first move, as 86% of women who do so are more likely to be married. I also don't know who dictated it was a man's job to chase a woman, but that's nonsense. Everybody wants to feel needed, no matter how you look at it.
Can somebody tell me why when a guy goes through a breakup, the first thing he does is download Tinder?
Well, that's because most men don't have rosters or backup plans, so they like to wait until their relationship is fully over before they start pursuing somebody else.
Since I have some awesome guys on TikTok right now listening, I'm thinking, may I have your opinion, please? What is it with men these days and not wanting to date? Do you guys have a fear of commitment? Is it the woman these days? Does it have anything to do with spending money on women? Does it have anything to do with trust issues? Maybe dating apps? Maybe you feel like there are endless options in terms of significant others? Please let me know in the comments.
It's the ladies nowadays. They make in their own money and now they think they are better than us. But I want a sugar mama. It's the small chance of reward for our investment. The headaches are not worth it. I found dating to be a waste of time. Hard to find someone that wants to grow old together. Divorce rates is too high nowadays, and too much risk for the man to lose everything they worked for. Too much investment. I'd rather spend the money, time, on myself. We are just really unfazed at this point. She actually listed all of them. It's dating apps, trust issues, being used, And also the unrealistic standards that men have to meet. Can't forget about that one. But for some men out there, it's because they've already given her time and resources, and she still stepped out on him with another man. Some of them spent decades into a relationship and just never get anything back. So now they just call it quits.
Men are born to pursue women. Men court women. That's how it works. It doesn't matter what his text meant. It doesn't matter if he liked your Instagram story or sent you a fire emoji. That's so easy to do. That doesn't mean anything. Stop wasting your valuable time and energy trying to dissect a man's actions or trying to control the way that he perceives you. You can't control it. So you might as well reallocate all of that beautiful energy, your whole essence, back into yourself. And I promise it works every time. Every time.
First of all, that is a crazy sentence. Imagine being born a man and being told your sole purpose in life is to chase and pursue women. If that woman wants to be courted, she needs to be worth the courting. Something men need to do is stop throwing their efforts and energy at women who show they do not deserve it. By doing this, men can avoid the frustration and disappointment that often comes from investing in someone who doesn't reciprocate. One of the biggest decisions a man can make in his life is adding a woman to it. It is very crucial to make sure that woman deserves it. A man should only pursue a woman who's showing interest as well, nothing else.
True masculine energy men are born to pursue. They thrive off of competition and challenge. And it's true, if they really desire a woman, they will do anything to get her, as long as there's interest on her part and he makes her feel safe.
This whole thing about men nowadays wanting a soft girl life and to be chased really just blows my mind. Like, what? Why?
Do you guys just want to date each other? Maybe men should just date each other at this point.
Most girls, or at least my type, honestly, is like the opposite of that. Be obsessed with me, act insane, send me flowers, bring me coffee to work, ask to hang out with me all the time, tell me how much you like me and how amazing I am. Otherwise, goodbye. If in my head I'm like, my future husband would not act like this, then it's just, you're not the one.
We aren't doing that anymore. Women told men to not approach them, and now they are complaining. So you need constant affirmation and attention. Nope. Guys, she's not talking about you. She's talking about guys that look like Michael B. or Ryan Reynolds. I mean chase, compete, so I can be the one funding the relationship and paying your debt bills. Don't make me laugh. Why does it blow your mind? Do you know what it's like to be used and broke all the time? It's not fun or worth it. We want a good life too. Instead of trying to understand why men have backed away, she'd rather throw insults and tell men to date each other. Men do not want princess treatment. They want reciprocation. The same way women want to feel special, that man wants you to make him feel special as well. And if a man is constantly around her and being obsessive over her, the chances of her getting bored is highly likely to happen. Most of the simps that she's looking for has woken up. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Guys like having something to chase.
No, they do not, especially good men, because they would rather keep their peace than to feel like they're on this constant treadmill of having to prove what they could be or do for that woman. And all the while having to convince her of this with receiving no to minimal effort in return.
Exactly.
Nowadays, men aren't proper men anymore. And to me, one of the gravest sins a man can commit against a woman is wasting her time. يعني لا أنت جاهز. You're not ready. You're not financially capable. You're not emotionally capable. You're nowhere near ready taking on the responsibility that is caring and protecting a woman. And that's all they seek. It's one of the gravest sins you can commit. Especially that girls are ready. A lot of women are ready. They're like, I want to be married. I want to have children. I want to open a home. And you know that that's what she wants. And you waste her time.
Well, that's a funny sentence. This woman said that girls are ready for relationships and marriages, but the only thing I see them ready for is to take everything away from the man at the first glance of trouble and spend it with the next man. What women needs to understand is that those days are gone. They're behind us. Now women must prove themselves if they want to get to that next level. I'm not sure what world she's living in, but she needs to come back to reality. The only thing she was referring to this whole time is money. It's always about the money.
One thing you gotta understand about men is that they will not pursue you if they feel like they are not worthy of you. They will self-sabotage because they feel like what you bring to the table, like they cannot match up to that. If they feel like you're too smart, too ambitious, too anything, and they can't match up, they will self-sabotage. So before you think that you're the problem, what did I do wrong? No. It's almost like, what did you do right? You'd be surprised how many men will literally be like, okay, no, I'm not gonna compete, or I'm not gonna like try and pursue her because she's too much of this for me or that for me. I promise you, it is 99% never you. Don't be sad and wondering about what happened with that guy. It's honestly them, not you.
This is a wild assumption. Even if it's true, 90% of this is presented with the confidence that it's true 100% of the time. They will also not pursue you if they don't think you're worthy of them. Could it work the opposite way too? Because this feels like my situation. Nah, as a man, it's usually a lack of reciprocation. Like I'll pour a ton of time and energy and effort into a girl. Then when I realize she'll never match it, I'm out. This response comes from her ego. Women often think a man won't pursue or chase her because she sees herself as too good for him, or thinks that man will self-sabotage because he believes he's not worthy of her. But men can feel the same way. A man might think a woman doesn't qualify to be in his presence, so he looks the other way. These assumptions go both ways. Just as a woman might think she's too good for a man might feel a woman isn't up to his standards. It's important to look beyond ego and superficial judgments to find a real connection.
One thing that men wish women understood about men. Part 1 of 500. One thing that society underplays is that men are actually much more complex than we give them credit for. They want and need more affection than they actually let on. They crave it. Men, is this true? Drop a comment below.
So your girl was not able to get her man back. Yeah, that ain't even my man no more. But yeah, we just have to laugh it off. Cause damn, and thug it out. Yeah.
86% of women who make the move end up marrying that person.
That makes a ton of sense. I love when a woman makes the move.
By the way, this applies to men too.
Of course it does. But we're in a weird time, I think, where like a lot of good guys, I hear it from women. They're like, oh, guys are like, whatever. They don't make moves these days. They're too shy. But it's like from the guy side, like we've grown up like seeing the quote unquote toxic masculinity. We've grown up seeing the guys who are so forward that it's like ridiculous that we never want to be that. So then we actually go too far on the side of the spectrum of like not wanting to bother a woman when she's out. Do you know what I mean?
And then from the woman's side, a lot of it is like, well, no, if he wants me, like guy pursues. So it's like this, okay, then no one's gonna do anything.
Exactly.
If a girl makes the move, we know they like us. Gets old just getting rejected all the time. I think it's more because we don't want to be me-too'd for just saying hi. Nah, it ain't that. This generation just doesn't comprehend what love really is. Today, it's all hookup and dating culture. 16 years ago, the girl I was seeing made the first move. Never dated another woman since. She is the love of my life. I was rejected or friend-zoned so much, I completely stopped trying. A lady made the first move, and we've been married 7 years. The dating world is different for men and women. When a woman sees a man that she wants, she will most likely get that man. Why? Because that's something that rarely happens to him. Unfortunately, the majority of men that makes the moves, they get rejected. And that happens very often. Even on dating apps, 200 swipes on multiple women could equal to 1 date with a woman. Dating has just become a game of chicken at this point, but truthfully, the women who makes the first attempt has a high success rate compared to the guys. But they don't see themselves approaching men because they want that man to do the chasing, pursuing. They want to feel special, filling up their egos.
If you're playing hard to get because you want him to pursue you harder, you're literally filtering out all of the good men that want something real. Because they are not looking to chase. Trust me, they made that mistake before and they found out the hard way that the chase never ends. Because in the past, he would chase. And it was always when he thought that the chase was over, she picked him, that he naturally started to get comfortable. And that is when she started looking for his replacement. So it's really because of those lessons learned that men only want somebody that wants him back. But it's crazy how often I see women giving advice to do things in order to get a guy to chase. Like waiting to text back, canceling dates, never texting first, acting unenthused when communicating. This is why men are so attracted to women that do show effort. Because men know, everybody knows that these women are rare. And it's not just that they're rare, it's that they're showing up very honestly, very authentically. And they, as good women, expect the same in return. It's why they match up so well with a good man.
If one is chasing, the other is running or playing games, ain't nobody got time for that mess. It always ends the same. Yep, that's exact. A good man that respects himself will not engage in the childish games. He's only interested in someone who's interested. Sound okay? Stopped chasing when I turned 18 after that. I won't even waste my time. Nope. Did so much for her. Care, gave her space, and she could care less if she ever even seen me again. Very true. Real masculine. Don't want the chase. We show interest, then walk away if she's playing hard to get. Women have special rules for the man that they want and for the man they don't really want. If she has you chasing her, she doesn't really like you. Do not give your all to a woman who doesn't show you she deserves it. If you ever have to chase a woman, remember, you will have to keep chasing to keep her.
If you don't agree with this next statement, you don't need to. Men should lead. Men should lead. Men should lead, okay?
As a man, if you don't have your financial affairs in order, you should not be dating.
Oh, really? Why?
Dating costs money. It is an expense.
Not always. There are some very charming options for date nights that cost little to no money, but why bring that up?
It is not. Women aren't using you. Women aren't gold diggers.
Let's be honest now. Some of them are.
It just costs money.
But it doesn't have to, and that's the critical part of this that one is missing.
And if you think that spending money is ridiculous or, the woman is asking for too much, just abstain from dating. It is okay.
Good to know. I'm sure that will bring a sense of relief to many.
If the idea of treating someone to dinner or a few drinks, if that causes a lot of stress to you, you have a lot of other priorities to worry about.
True. I think men should spend more time worrying about spending time with a woman that actually wants to get to know him instead of worrying about how much money he spends on the date.
And just when you thought the water was safe, another shark shows up. Dating is too much for me to deal with, and I have the money. My first date with my wife was coffee at a local coffee shop that she paid for and a walk in a riverfront park. We now equally contribute in our relationship. Money is not everything. Exactly, that's the problem. To date somebody is about to get to know each other, not about how much money somebody spent for a date. The truth is, dating now has just become a business, with little expectation of any return on the investment at that. I wonder if that same logic applies to women as well, or does it only apply for men? They're so focused on the money, and forget that dates are supposed to be fun and pleasant. It's these sorts of expectations that keeps the men away.
He's tired. He doesn't have any more to give. When he goes to work, someone needs him. When he goes to bed, someone needs him. When he comes home, someone needs him. His family, his friends, everyone needs him. Everyone needs to speak to him. He doesn't get 5 minutes. He doesn't get to sit down and cry or talk about his emotions or deal with a bad day because someone always fucking needs him. And on top of that, there are bills that have to be paid. He has to protect his family. He has to make sure his kids have got everything that they need. His needs are the last thing on his mind. He doesn't get to think about what he needs. He just has to make sure that he's providing and protecting everyone else and screw what he needs. His mental health is going crazy. He's laying in bed. He can't relax. He can't sleep. He can't think anymore. All he can think about is when is this all going to stop? And you wonder why male suicide rating is so fucking high.
Would you prefer a masculine man or a submissive man?
That's a good question. I want masculine, but also I want him to submit, but only to me.
Submit in what way? What do you mean?
Like take care of me, do what I say, when I say.
Would you really want a man to do that though? Wouldn't you want a man to be more dominant?
I do. Like if we're going to dinner, I want him to say, we're going here and we're gonna eat this.
So you like that?
Yeah.
You like it more of a masculine man then, right?
Yeah.
Basically what she wants is a maid. Women who asks for these types of requirements from their man usually leave them in the end, because now she's looking down at the man. There won't be any respect from her to her man in the relationship, because she's walking all over him. She said she wants a man to do what she says, and do it when she says it. Doesn't sound like she wants a man to me. Basically, it's masculine when it comes to responsibility, then assertiveness when it comes to relationship positioning. And I also thinks she suffers from making up her mind. Could just be me, though.
It has come to my attention that women do not know how to walk in public when there are men on the same sidewalk coming at them. You do not make eye contact with them. Men will inherently assume that you are going to move out of their way. Instead, you look through them as if they are not there, and they will always move out of your way. Have fun with that.
Let's talk about the 3 main reasons why he stopped chasing you. Okay, so you were seeing this guy who was super into you, pulling out all the stops, and just as you were basking in how glorious it is to be pursued so fervently by a guy you actually like, he stops. And suddenly it seems like he's not so into you and you have no idea what happened. This is what happened. Number 1, he caught you. I mean, the obvious answer is he caught you. The chase is a means to an end. It's not the end. It's a means to winning you over. Once you've been won, there's not really a need to chase you anymore. It's also possible he's just settling into a more normal, sustainable routine, one where he doesn't need to be texting you all day and bringing his A game constantly. If you can't handle this and you need his constant validation and constant pursuit in order to feel okay, in order to feel secure in the relationship, then you need to look within and see why this is. Ask yourself, what need is he fulfilling for you and how can you fulfill it yourself? Number 2, he's losing interest. Here's a secret. Well, not a secret because I talk about it on other videos on here. But when a guy's pursuing you with full force in the beginning, it's not so much a reflection of how much he likes you. He's just really trying to get you to like him. And I'm not talking about love bombing. I'm just talking about a regular guy doing regular pursuit things, like texting you consistently and just showing up when he's supposed to show up. He obviously sees potential because he wouldn't be pursuing you otherwise, but he can't really like you yet because he doesn't know you yet. So sometimes when a guy stops doing this, it's really just because he realized it wasn't a match and that it feels to you like the rug is being pulled out from under you, but it's really just him realizing that, okay, I don't think there's anything worth pursuing here. And yes, maybe he should do a better job of explaining that to you, but that's most likely what's going on in those cases. And I just want to add, I know it's so painful and feels so personal, but not everyone's a match. That's it. Not everyone's a match, and that's okay. And number 3, you're too available. If you're always there, always waiting in the wings, always there as soon as he summons you, then there isn't really much of a need to chase you because you're just too available. Now, I am not saying to play games or play hard to get. I'm saying be hard to get. Fill your life so that you have a fun, fulfilling life, so that you have a lot going on, so that you're not only looking forward to hearing from him. Like, that's not the only exciting thing you have going on in your life. You have multiple things in your life that bring you joy and bring you excitement. Have a full, amazing life that he wants to be a part of, instead of making him the sole center of your life, because that's not appealing. It's actually kind of creepy and it's a turnoff.
If women aren't reciprocating the energy, We assumed she's not interested. There could be many reasons why men pull away, but it usually happens when they see their efforts aren't being reciprocated. Some of the more common reasons include not liking the woman's personality or being turned off by the games being played. Men often pull away when they feel unappreciated or see that their genuine efforts are not valued. Additionally, men may withdraw if they sense that the relationship lacks authenticity or if they feel manipulated. Constantly having to decode mixed signals or deal with emotional games can be exhausting and demoralizing. Another reason could be the realization that there is a lack of compatibility in values, goals, or interests, making them reconsider the long-term potential of the relationship.
I don't get dating nowadays. This is the largest group of butthurt, bitter pen pals I've ever seen in my entire life. It's absurd. Like, you'll establish mutual interest with somebody, exchange numbers, and then you want to good morning me beautiful until my head is ready to explode. Like, I don't know about y'all, but my attention span is not something to play with. You've got 2 or 3 weeks of chit-chatting with me and FaceTiming before I expect you in person. All right? This isn't fucking summer camp. Let's keep in touch. No. I want to feel the weight of a man's bone. I can't say it, it's TikTok, but you guys, you get what I'm saying. Like, we need to establish real life chemistry. I'm not going to keep talking to you, talking about I miss you. I don't know how. We've never met. More, if you miss me, why aren't you in front of me? Like, what's the issue here? Why aren't you making a move? Lock it in, buddy. Are you short? Do you smell? Are you poor? You can't afford a date? We can go to a fucking park. Like, are you married? What is the issue? Because now you acting sus. And I lose interest on suspect people. Like, what? Lock it in!
I can understand a frustration. If you've been talking for a while and things are going great, then I think it's time to make a move. But I also think she should communicate that and be clear about her intentions. Screaming it on TikTok won't get the message through to him. But that being said, at the same time, some of these men can see whether or not these women are worth the hassle. And sometimes they're just not.
You guys got to stop chasing women, man. It's an imbalance to chase a woman who you are supposed to take care of financially. It's like, how? Like, you're supposed to chase a woman and chase after her while she's dealing with other people, and you're supposed to chase after her to take care of her. Like, you the one that got to come out the pocket, the resources, and provide and protect, and you chasing. Why are you chasing after somebody to do that? Like, you supposed to be chasing me, because it ain't that many of me. It's a whole bunch of yous.
Even my most type A alpha females tell me that they want somebody who's going to pursue them, make the plans, make the reservations, and make the decisions when they get into a relationship. They do this all day, every day for their professions, and they want to come home and be able to put their hands up and say, what are we doing tonight? I'm curious, are you in a relationship? And if so, how'd you get there?
We like to be pursued too. Even type A's, who do it all day, want to come home and ask what we're doing. It's not a guy-girl thing. It's a people thing. Why would anyone date an alpha female? First of all, any woman referring to herself like that is confused. Did this for 4 dates with a woman. She ghosted me.
You want to know why he acted super into you and is now acting like he doesn't care if you exist or not? It's for one of these reasons, guaranteed. Reason number 1, he was never interested in forging a real connection with you, even though he made it seem like he was. What he was interested in was ego validation. And once he saw that you liked him, the ego itch was scratched and he moved on because he's probably a narcissist. Reason number 2, maybe he met another girl or an ex came back into the picture and he chose her over you. But do you really want someone who's on the fence about you? No, you do not. Reason number 3, maybe he did really like you, but once he started to feel those feelings, it scared him because he is an emotionally unavailable and avoidant attachment style person. And usually people like that, there's nothing you can do. They have to heal on their own. Another possible reason is maybe he was only interested in one thing. And once he got that one thing, he moved on. Okay, shallow. But again, is that someone who you're going to be able to change? Probably not. Next possible reason is maybe you said something that triggered him, low-key, but he didn't want to have an honest, mature conversation, so he just dipped. And the next possible reason is maybe he knows he can't provide you with what you want. Maybe you're looking for marriage or something serious, or you guys are long distance and he just can't get there right now. So he didn't want to waste your time, and yeah, he left. Anyways, hope that helped. But just remember, when someone shows you who they are, believe them, babe. Follow me for more dating advice, and good luck.
If a guy is genuinely interested in a woman and suddenly starts backing away, it usually means she did something that made him reconsider. Any man who's willing to go to great lengths to pursue someone wouldn't just leave without reason. After getting to know her, he might have decided she wasn't a good match for him. While women often think there's another girl involved, some men are simply assessing the character of the woman they're interested in to see if she's worth it. If she doesn't meet his expectations, he just walks away.
It's true, men need to feel needed and women need to feel wanted. Yes. Men don't care if you want them. They care if you need them. It's very true. If you say to a guy specifically, I don't need you, but I really want you, that's a huge insult. You might as well just slap him right in the teeth.
Men don't like makeup because ugly girls ruined it for everybody. It be the ones that look like Trick Daddy who got all the f***ing attitude once they get their face put on.
I do not chase men, but if he's wearing grey sweatpants and he takes like 5 weeks to respond to my text messages, then I might jog. Or sprint.
If your man is not pursuing you, he says he's busy, or he needs to take care of a sick parent, whatever it is, if he's not actively trying to spend time with you, to be with you, then that man doesn't like you enough for you to hope that this could be a serious relationship. Maybe he doesn't have a job, maybe he's a bit of a loser, and maybe you're okay with that. But the one thing that men are good at is they know how to pursue a woman. It's in their nature. They used to go out and hunt for food. They know how to catch prey. So if he's not pursuing you, then dump him and move on. Because he either doesn't want you enough, or worse, he can't do the one thing that he's supposed to be good at.
You are not his job seeker. You're not supposed to write his resume for him. You're not supposed to make a to-do list in the morning so he gets out of bed and does something. You're not his therapist, and you're not his mom. Please keep that in mind when you're dating him.
Ah, yes, the bitter and angry woman. She still doesn't understand the meaning of being in a relationship. Not everyone is good at everything. That's why being in a relationship is to help each other grow and push them to do better. My husband and I are a team. I helped my husband with his resume. He helped me learn how to use a drill. Not everyone is good at everything. I also like to think we're each other's therapists. I wrote his resume. He teaches me to drive. He pays the bills, drives me around, repairs everything, chores are split, etc. It's okay to help each other in a relationship as long as it's mutual.
Be honest with me. What is the real reason why you are not dating right now?
Because my roommate doesn't like the idea of me bringing men home.
For the last time, we're not roommates, we're married.
I didn't know you were in here.
I don't know why men want to be chased so bad. I don't know. Y'all asking the same questions I am. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is I don't chase. I reciprocate. Okay? Meaning, I'm not going to chase you. If I feel like the conversation is one-sided, I'm putting forth all the effort. I have to beg you to talk to me, to take me out, all this stuff. I'm not engaging in that. But if you reciprocate the energy and the same effort that I give out, and or I reciprocate the energy you give out, then we could be good. This could work, you know? But if all you're giving is nothing, you're going to receive nothing. But if you give time, energy, effort, planning, time, you know, engagement, that's what you're going to get back in return. You know, reciprocation. I know I said that wrong. Reciprocation. I don't chase, I reciprocate. But yes, I don't know why men want to be chased. I'm the prize, I'm the princess. Remember that.
I agree. But this is exactly why these men are walking away. Whenever they're giving it their all, the energy is not being reciprocated. It's only one-sided. So modern women have just been twisting the truth and saying men want to be chased when what they really want is reciprocation. That is something that's missing from their vocabulary. Instead of addressing it the way it is, they're saying men want princess treatment. And that's the one thing they're good at, insulting men.
I just want to come on here and be real with y'all for a second. That, like, I know we joke around and kiki on here, but, like, there is a part of the single life where, you know, it's not all glitz and glam and whatever. Like, at times, sometimes, not all the time, this shit is very frustrating. It gets annoying, you know, especially if you think you found someone and it's not your person, and then you have to put yourself back out there, be vulnerable again. It is annoying. It is frustrating. Sometimes you want to break your damn phone. You want to delete the apps. You want to block the numbers. Like, you just don't want to do it, because especially if you've been single for a long time, I'm motherfucking tired. I'm tired. So yes, it comes with the freedoms, but sometimes this shit is cut to...
Men are slacking. Like, we truly need, like, men content. All the men want to do is get on TikTok or Instagram and lick their lips. We don't need that. Teach us how to change a tire. Teach me how to change my oil. How do I check my tire pressure? How do I build a home? How do I prepare to go to war? Because all this extra content y'all are making, it's not it. We don't need that. We get it. You're cute. You look good, but show me you look good while you're chopping some firewood. Women are out here making mom content, cooking content. What are y'all doing? Standing shirtless in front of a ring light. Pointless. Useless. Do something good for the world. Please, teach me something.
There's a reason why this woman turned off her comments. She knew what was coming. If men are useless, then what does that make you? The world you live in was built by men. Unfortunately, appreciation for their contributions is often lacking from some women. Men have played a huge role in shaping society through their hard work, creativity, and sacrifices. They've built our infrastructure, advanced technology, and influenced culture and governance. Despite this, their efforts are often overlooked or taken for granted. Many women don't recognize how much men have done to make the world what it is today.
Why men don't stay friends with you after you've rejected them. Some women get offended when she's done friend zoning a guy and he wants nothing to do with her. She feels used. But here's the thing. It can be painful to be around someone you like that, knowing that they're probably pursuing somebody else. It can hurt his confidence. And he has a right to choose the relationships that he wants to be in, especially when he's not getting what he wants out of them.
I agree.